Good morning everyone. So I've come to Hayes Town, as I told you in my last video when I was at Stonehenge, that I was going to clean up, and this is what I've got to try and attempt. Yeah, I know, and it's going to be dark in about 50 minutes, so I'm going to have to go for it. Mrs. O has given me an apple turnover as my reward, so I'm going to put that on the wall there and hope for the best. So I'm going to have to crack on with it, guys. Short introduction, wish me luck. This is what I'm up against. Bob's your uncle, Fanny's your aunt. Thank you for joining me, and let's go for it. Guys, I don't even know where to start here. Just start somewhere, I suppose. This is nuts. This is absolute nuts. But if I don't clean it, it's just going to get worse. So I'm just going to do what I can. It's going to be dark, as I said, in 50 minutes or so. I will have the street lights, that'll probably help. So yes, I cleaned this about a year ago with Nasty Nick from Hillingdon Litter Pickers. And as I said, about 6 weeks later we done the canal, which is just over there. And I met up with Chili and he said, oh, there's a spot I want to clean over the road. And I said, oh, we done it. But me and him still probably got about another 7 or 8 bags out from here. It's just an absolute shite hole, ain't it? Absolute shite hole. So, but nevertheless, we will see what we can do with it in the time allotted. Right guys, I've moved some of the bigger stuff over the wall just so I can get to some of this smaller stuff. I'm not exactly dressed for the occasion, look. I just got home from work and I just thought, I'm not going to have long to come up here and do this. I forgot my phone. I left my phone at home. I got a bag coming up here. I can't take a picture of it because I left my phone at home. But about a quarter of a mile up the road by the green, I got a bag and a clothes horse of all things that had been dumped in the street. Nothing surprises me here, what gets dumped in the street. I'm completely immune to it all. So, yeah. Anyway, let's just see what I can do. Let's give you some interesting facts, guys, because this is going to be a bit of the same old, this litter pick. I'm just going to put that there. I'll tell you what, let me change this bag, guys, and then what we'll do is some interesting facts when we start bag 3. So there's a bus stop here, guys, right next to me. You've probably seen it already on the video. I'm not going to point it out because I ain't got time to stop. And let's just put that over the wall for the moment. I'm leaving a pile of what I can't bag up. So basically, this is all just chucked in, basically. Just an absolute hellhole. And that's the only way I could describe it. So I'm not going to get despondent with it. I'm just going to keep doing what I can. I'll get what I get here, guys. Don't know if I'll get it all. I really don't think I will, because as I said, I'm fighting the light. So interesting facts then, guys. So let's put one in and then we'll have a film review today, because I watched a film last night. Never mind, love, I'll do it. So some lady was just saying it's a ridiculous job to do this, but problem is, I know she's right, but it's ridiculous to let it build up as well. I mean, I know her sentiment is right. but just walking past it isn't going to clear it, is it? So it takes someone like me who's quite robust. No, I don't like the word robust. Let's put as hard as nails. Yeah, like that one, hard as nails. I'm as hard as, you know I'm as hard as nails, guys. I might have to wash my shoes though. I'll need to be as hard as nails when Mrs. O sees them and says, look at your shoes that I bought you for Christmas. Look at them. So what I was going to say, so interesting fact, guys, let's chuck one in while we're filling this bag. So a Boeing 747 uses 1 gallon of fuel per second in flight. Now, planes do their fuel by weight anyway. They don't say we want 500 gallons or whatever. They do it by weight. I tell you what, guys, let me empty this bag because I've slightly split it. And we'll come back and carry on with the interesting facts. Right, guys, interesting facts. So a Boeing 747 uses 1 gallon of fuel per second. As I said, they do it in weight, and a gallon of fuel weighs about 8 pounds. And so they're using about 10.5 tons an hour in flight on a Boeing 747. So if you've ever sat on one, you probably won't sit on as many now because they're going out of service, all the large aircraft are, because of their fuel burn ratio. But there still are some 747-800s in service with I know Korean have got a couple in service, and I know Lufthansa fly it to Los Angeles quite often from Frankfurt. So if you've ever been on one, it's using 1 gallon of fuel per second. There you go. I've had a couple of people giving me strange looks. I've got the head cam on as well today, guys, so I hope the video comes out all right. I sort of tested it last night to see if I could get a decent angle, but it's a bit hit and miss with this head cam. So, but it's much better than the chest cam for this, because I'm just permanently sort of stooped over picking up stuff. I've actually got a bit of a backache at the moment. I'm looking forward to my apple turnover. There's my apple turnover, guys, look. I won't have it yet though. I need something to look forward to. I've already moved a big pile. I think I've moved 4 bags already out of here, plus all that stuff that I couldn't bag up. So but it's absolutely disgusting, isn't it? I mean, it's just disgusting. But you know what, I thought before I go to America on Sunday, I want to come and clean it up. So I said to the girls at work, I said, just going to sneak off a bit early today, guys. We're not super busy, so I sneaked off so I could come and do this. Oh dear, it's absolutely disgusting. I'll give you another interesting fact, guys. The longest road tunnel in the world, I think, is in Norway. It's called the Lardell Tunnel. It's a double A, so you have to roll them A's. The Lardell Tunnel. So I haven't got my phone, so I can't quite remember the facts, but I'll put it up on the screen. From memory, it's about 24 miles long, I think. So that's the longest road tunnel in the world. I think that means in one continuous go. I think there are longer tunnels, but they sort of come in and out, in and out, in and out, shake it all about, do the okey cokey, and they turn around. That's what it's all about. So the Lardell Tunnel, I'll leave it on screen a sec, guys, so you can have a good look at it. Just while I'm filling this bag, because this is repetitive to say the least. Let's empty that bag, guys. Let's get another one. Right, guys, I'm just going to try and get a little bit of this stuff while I've got enough light on my side. It's certainly starting to drop slowly and surely, the light. It's a bit duller than what it was when I started. I haven't been here that long though, only about 20 odd minutes. I've really gunned it at the moment. I'm going like Barry Schumacher myself. I am the new Barry Schumacher. God, I got to that Barry Schumacher the other day at Stonehenge. Wow, he really did go past, didn't he? He did. Wow, he was going like stink. So as I said, guys, I'm never going to clean all this today. My plan is just to get as much as I can in the time I've got, and then just say, right, okay, Bob's your uncle, I'm happy with that. Having a little dig in these bits, which are slowing me down a little bit, but they've got to be done ultimately. I might message Chili and just say, look, you can finish that off if you want something to do. He don't live a million miles from here. It's just absolutely disgusting, and we've had a lot of rain lately, so it's just, oh look, it'll just turn to mush. Let's do another interesting fact, guys, while I'm litter picking. So, the longest tunnel in the world, continuous this would be, is the Channel Tunnel, which isn't a road tunnel, it's a rail tunnel. Been on it quite a few times. So, that is the longest tunnel in the world. And I'm really struggling here with these bloody thorns. Come on, you bugger. The Hillingdon bag here, look. I wonder if me and Chili left that from last year. Maybe it fell out. I don't know, I wouldn't have thought so though. I seem to remember we looked over the wall when we finished and was like a nodding seal of approval of what we'd done. Unless it's come off one of the council workers and it's just managed to get in here somehow. I don't know. It's gone now though. So what is it? So the longest tunnel is the Channel Tunnel, 31 miles long, which is about just over 50 kilometers. And yeah, and if you go on the Channel Tunnel, you go through it at about 100 miles an hour. But the trains, once they're either side, the ones that, oh, mind your fingers, Gerard, the ones that go from like London to Paris and whatnot, they get up to nearly 200 miles an hour. So yeah, that's the longest tunnel in the world, the Channel Tunnel. Right guys, let me empty this bin as well. Filling bags hand over fist at the moment. Right guys, got my apple turnover. Better use the bag because I've got no gloves and my hands are a bit dirty. That is just pure indulgence. Lovely. Right, where was I? Let's give you one more interesting fact, guys, before I give you my film review. Right. Let's just try and work over here a bit. Interesting fact. Oh yeah, okay, if you've seen the 1974 James Bond film, The Man with the Golden Gun, if you remember in the film, he chases Scaramanga. Scaramanga is the villain. Can't remember who plays his name now. One of them. No, it wasn't Vincent Price. It wasn't the other one either I'm thinking of. Anyway, I'll flash it up on the screen. He plays the villain in the 74 James Bond film. Well, that Bond chases him through some Far East city, and then basically Scaramanga ends up on the other side of the river. Oh, come on. It's so frustrating when you just can't get a piece out and it takes 3 minutes to get one piece out. And I've got a bloody thorn in my hand. Right, so where was I, guys? So the James Bond, so that stunt where the car basically does the corkscrew across the river, not only was it done first time, and it's absolutely phenomenal, especially in its day. You think 1973 that was probably filmed. That was the first stunt ever to be worked out on a computer. So the computer worked out that if you go a certain speed, you'll be able to do the corkscrew jump in the film. The next time you're watching The Man with the Golden Gun, it happens to be on telly. Can't get that there. Some of this is just too deep in, guys. I don't want to get in there today. I ain't got the time. Concentrate on what's behind me. So anyway, that was that stunt where he's with Sheriff J.W. Pepper. That was done all by computer. So that's a fact, and it's in my interesting fact. I'm just going to concentrate on this now, guys, and then I'll see if I can do the peripherals. It's something in my hand. Never mind. So I watched the film last night, guys. Film review. I watched a film last night called Heretic. Okay, I'll flash it up on the screen. Let's just get my head up from this rubbish a minute. Heretic, guys, Heretic. So, it's Hugh Grant. I like Hugh Grant because he supports the mighty Fulham. Come on, Fulham. So he plays, basically two young ladies knock on his door, and it's arranged that they're going to knock on his door and talk to him about God, because they're from the church. So they've come to knock on his door and talk to him about God and religion. And basically, he's a lot more sinister than what he makes out to be, although he comes across as a nice guy. Anyway, they basically, without ruining the film, if you haven't seen it and you want to see it because of this film review, he locks them in the house. Now, I'm not going to say too much more than that because I don't want to ruin it, but it was a really good thriller. I really enjoyed it. Just wasn't expecting anything from it. I didn't have no looking at Google what it's all about. I just saw it on my film channel and I just thought, oh, I'll give that a watch. I needed just to sit down and rest a bit. And so I watched it and I was really taken in with it. It was a really good film, considering. So there's only about 6 or 7 actors in it. But yeah, so Hugh Grant basically plays a bit of a villain with these girls, and the story unfolds. I won't say any more than that, apart from. Sorry, mate. I don't know, mate. I'm nothing to do with the council, mate. I'm a volunteer.
Oh, okay.
Right, so it's called Heretic, guys. If you get a chance to watch it, if it comes up on telly at all, and whatever you watch, put yourself the time aside. It's about 1 hour and 45 long. Really sort of interesting film with a interesting twist, shall we say, and plot. So Heretic, guys, is the film review. If you watch it, enjoy it. This one's got my recommendation. Let's have a bit more apple turnover. Marks and Sparks. Oh, lovely. Wonderful. Right, guys, I'll just see if I can finish this corner off and a few bits and bobs behind me. I'll be sort of relatively happy with that today. Let's just keep chucking in a few more interesting facts while I'm litter picking, and it'll give you something else to watch on the screen apart from me just picking up this filth. And that's all it is, guys, it's utter filth. So I don't want to dig too deep into this. It's earth mainly, but yeah, let's give you another interesting fact, guys. So the world record for holding your breath underwater. This is absolutely remarkable. I thought I held my breath years ago for about 3.5 minutes. Obviously I was young and I was fit, and I had a good heart and lungs on me when I was running seriously years ago. And I done it when I was out in Australia with a friend, and I held my breath for about 3.5 minutes. After that I was absolutely gasping. I mean, that's a long time, 3.5 minutes. Try it. But the world record for holding your breath underwater, listen to this. This is eye-watering. 24.5 minutes, guys. I'll flash the fact up on the screen so you know I'm not talking absolute crap to you. 24.5 minutes. That is just mind-boggling. That is absolutely mind-boggling. So that is the world record for holding your breath underwater. Probably holding your breath in general. Anyone who wants to attempt beating that is welcome to try, in my opinion. Anything else? Right, let's just... My tongs have got all crapped up at the end. Look. They're all full of just this earth. I'm into earth now. Not going to remove that. I'll just remove as much of the litter as I can. I'm not going to get it all. I know I'm not. I knew I wasn't before I came out. But I just thought if I can really punch a hole in it so it don't look like it did when I got here, I'd be happy. So, yeah. Let's keep battling, guys. I think I'll just fill this a bit more and put another bag on. It might be my last. The street lights are starting to come on now. So I am losing the light. Right, guys. That's the only thing that's cheering me up at the moment, eating that apple turnover. Being in this crap is not... This just isn't a nice place to be, guys. It's just filthy. It's filthy. Anyway, I went down to Fulham the other day and the mascot was out in the street beforehand, Billy the Badger. So I got a picture of Lauren when she was really young next to Billy the Badger. She's only about 4. And I got a picture of her and she said, "Oh Dad, let me take a more recent photo with Billy the Badger before we move." I said, "Yeah, all right baby." So there it is. There's the lovely Lauren who edits most of the videos with Billy the Badger. So we're gonna get a little picture made of her when she was little. If I can find it, I'll put it up, that one up on the screen as well, guys, of her with Billy the Badger. If not, you'll just have to see that one in the meantime, the more recent one. And also, guys, I know a few of you have asked me about, you've said you like the scale ones when I do the facts. So I've got one more that I haven't actually shown, so I'll show it. I mean, they're all sort of similar, I know, but this one is the Australia, and this one is superimposed over Europe. I'll just leave it up on the screen for a minute. And so this is, oh, there's another Hillingdon bag. This is Australia superimposed over Europe, just to give it some scale and some size. So I think Australia's probably only got a population of about 25 million. You look at Europe, it's got a population of over 350 million. So you can imagine how empty Australia is. Most of them are on the east coast. Sorry, on the west coast. East coast. They're on the west coast, in Sydney and places like that, and down the bottom in Melbourne. So yeah, 25 million people in this huge place. Incredible. Right guys, I'm having to fight it now, and I didn't come here to fight it. So I'm just going to pick up all these little odds and sods that I can and probably make this my last day. I'm reasonably happy with what I've done. It stinks in here as well now. As I've dug down, it's got really smelly. Really smelly. I'll just keep going, guys. I'll leave you with 2 more interesting facts. I'll give you one first. I'll go back to flying. As you know, my son George is out in America learning to be a pilot, so we've always been interested in it. So when you look at a map, the Mercator map, as I've said before, it makes things look bigger than what they are. All the countries at the top look bigger than what they really are. But also, if you look at a map and you was to fly, say, from Paris to, say, New York, it looks like you just fly in a straight line across the Atlantic. But if you was to do that, you'd end up actually flying further, because obviously the world is round, unless you're a flat earth believer. Let's just get up on here. And so it's actually shorter and faster to follow what's called the Great Circle. So what you do is you sort of fly up and over, and that's called the Great Circle route, and it is actually a shorter route. I haven't got a picture of this one, but I know like when planes leave Los Angeles and they fly to like Dubai, they don't actually fly across the Atlantic, they fly up over towards Canada and basically almost over the North Pole, and then they go down that way, and that's called the Great Circle route, guys. So if I haven't got a picture, as I said, of that one in particular, but if you think about it in your head on a globe, you'd see like Los Angeles on the west coast of the States, and then you just fly up, and then basically, as I said, up and over. Sound like Eddie Waring, don't I? Up and over. If you don't know who Eddie Waring is, guys, don't ask. Those of a certain age know exactly what I'm on about. And up and over. Right, guys, I'm sort of fighting it now, and I don't really want to be fighting it, so just be careful. Oh dear. Let's just get a bit more of this out. I think I've punched a massive hole in it, and I've got to be pleased with that. Go on, Barry. Oh, it's not, well, I think he would be Barry if he got the opportunity, but he's stuck in traffic there, look. Right, guys, I think I'm going to call it a day there. Just call it. It's enough. It's enough. You're never going to clear this down to the ground unless you've got a bulldozer to come in here. It's private land as well, I believe, but it's just private land right on the public footpath, and this is why I wanted to clean it, because it just looks like absolute shit otherwise, and that's the only way I can describe it, if you excuse my French. So I'm going to call that a day, guys. That'll do. There's some more in there, but I can't really get to it. I'm not fighting these brambles for it. I mean, it's just completely pointless. So let's call that a day, guys. I'll meet you on the other side of the wall. Right, guys, there you have it. There is 1, 2, 3, 4, 6. There's 11 bags, and there's probably about 5 or 6 bags of unbaggables. That's not bad in 47 minutes. As I said, the advantage I had when the rozzers are finished. Crikey, it's the rozzers. The haze rozzers. Yeah, so when they've gone by, so that's the one advantage, it's all in one spot, guys. So I'm happy with what I've done, although yeah, there is more in there, but as I said, I can't beat myself up over it. This is now what it looks like. If you go back to the start of the video, lucky I came here actually. Look, I've left my litter tongs there like an absolute plonker, but it is looking much better, and I'm happy with that. So thank you very much for watching, guys, and subscribing and liking and all your comments. I do try to answer as many as I can, but obviously I can be inundated sometimes. So, and I'd just like to say I will probably be doing the Hayes bypass on the next one before I go to the United States this weekend. I'm going to try and get to do the 2 laybys again on the Hayes bypass. So thank you very much for watching, guys, and catch you on the next one.